I'm Richard Southern in the 680 Newsroom with a look back at some of the big business news stories of the past week. It was a winning week for stocks. In fact, Wall Street hit all-time highs. We saw the Dow and the S&P flirt with the highest levels ever, with traders again focusing on Trump's more business-friendly policies. We saw the bond market continue to sell off, yields rising, and that was good for the financial stocks. So the banks and the insurers had a good run again this week. The higher bond yields, though, also prompting several Canadian banks, including RBC and TD, to hike some of their fixed mortgage rates. Price of gold continued to fall. It's back towards $1,200 per ounce. So TSX, Dow, S&P with a money-making week. Some of the hottest stocks on Bay Street this week were the medical marijuana producers. Boy, the pot stocks have been red hot all year, but they really took off this week on news that U.S. voters approved legalization in several more states. Also had the head of Canopy Growth, the biggest company in the space, talking about how Canopy could withstand taxes of 25% under a recreational market. So a lot of these stocks really surged. There were circuit breakers that kicked in, many of them up 300% to 400% on the year, and that has prompted warnings from some investment experts saying these stocks are just too hot to handle right now. Valuations just out of whack. Well, interesting story in this week on Labatt, the beer maker. They're cutting off suds for their retirees. Turns out that retired workers from Labatt breweries had been offered a weekly case of beer for free. That, though, will come to an end on January 1st. Current Labatt employees still get a dozen cans or bottles free each week. So this move has raised discussion about some other unique perks that Canadian companies provide. Employees at Starbucks Canada get a pound of free coffee or tea a week. Full-time employees at Toronto's Junction Craft Brewing receive up to 8 liters of free beer a week and can get a free keg as well. And at Highwood Distilleries, the Calgary-based maker of whiskey and vodka, employees get a free bottle. Not too shabby. Well, finally, Tim Hortons is moving to solve the most Canadian of all problems. You know, when you buy a single donut from Tim Hortons and they put it in that brown paper bag, and oftentimes the chocolate topping gets stuck to the inside of the bag. Yeah, it's a conundrum if we ever did see one. But this week, Tim Hortons rolled out boxes for its single donuts. Many online complaining about perhaps some added waste here. But again, Tim Hortons moving to solve this issue and saving many donuts from a terrible fate. In the 680 Newsroom, I'm Richard Southern, City News.